Here at the CNC, here is the template or the jig that we're going to use to cut everything. And you can see that everything is labeled. This is the one you use for dial, handle, knob, hinges, door, sides. Today, or during this part, we're going to use this one. So let me show you to set it up. Here's the board we created. It just fits into the corner. Then you have your lock on the end. Make sure there's not a lot of sawdust in there because otherwise it'll wobble a little. Nice and tight. And this is going to go in the front too. So when I lock it, it's going to tighten up. So we put it over those holes. Just take a drill and put these screws in. I typically start one. It's still pretty loose just so I can get the second one in. Allows it to move around. Does not need to be super tight. I mean, that's not moving. That's good enough. So now I need to check it. That's really light. So I have to simply unscrew the bolt so it comes out further. Let's keep going until, there we go. That's pretty good. So I like to lift this up a hair off the ground because as you saw, it likes to go like this and it'll grab the end and lift up. So if I lift it up just a hair and put it in, there, nice and tight. And I just whack it a few times, no gap underneath, that's what we're after. Now it is set up. Now we'll go to the CNC machine and get this all set. Now hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And I know it's a bit of a way, but I'm going to show you what to press on the control panel. Now, this is when the CNC machine has already been warmed up. It's already been referenced. Now we're going to specifically load the code for whatever it is we're doing. In our case, it's the handles, knob, and hinge. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, I already put the proper bit in the machine. So I didn't have it come over. I just unscrewed it right where it was, and I put a 1/4 inch bit. Everything that's cut uses the same bit. So now what we're going to do is, says current offset. Now if we look at this piece of paper here, here's a list of the different offsets. I've got a bunch of offsets. I only listed 64 of these. As you can see, most of them aren't used. The one we're doing, handle, knob, hinge, that's offset number 4. Now what that means is, I'm telling the computer when I put in offset number 4, for enter, it knows exactly where my 0, 0 is for that board for the handles, knob, and hinge. So I come down here, and this is what I want you to do. It says manual data input, put X, 0, Y, 0. I want it to go to 0, 0. And that will show me where this is. There you can see the machine moving. And that shows me on the board over there, that is exactly in the center. Now that it's in the middle, I need to figure out its height, figure out its depth, the Z axis. So now what we're going to do is come down to what's called the Smart Tool Setup and press it. Is the spindle positioned over the Smart Tool pad? No, it is not. So I grab the pad and I set it right underneath in the middle, right there. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it just needs to be under. Now I hit enter, yes. Are you running program with multiple tools? In other words, do I need to switch the tool in the middle of the cut? No, I do not, and the correct tool is in there now. The right tool has to be in there right now for you to hit no. Otherwise, hit yes. But I know it's in there, and I don't need to change it, no. So now the machine is going to go down and touch off on the pad. There's a little bit of an electric current running through it so it'll know when it touches it. And it does it twice. Goes down, comes up, and then goes down again to get it perfect. Now I can move this out of the way. So now it knows exactly where 0 is on that, because it knows how thick that pad is. Now I need to load the code. I've done everything except load the code. So you load code last. So I have my offset is correct. I know my Z is correct. Now we load code. It's on the desktop, and we just go down a little bit until I see wood safe G code right there. All the G code I need for all the parts are in this file. Double click. We're doing handle, knob, hinge. It even tells you it's 7 by 10, and that is what I have in there. Click once and hit open. And there it is. If I can zoom in a little bit, you can kind of see the path it's going to take. All right, we should be all set. So now I hit cycle start. And the machine is going to come over to me and ask for a bit change. This is just something that the machine always does. Even though I know the proper bit's in there, I told it it's in there, it by default will always come over and ask, is the right bit in there? End mill 0.25, it'll tell you the bit, it is correct, hit enter, and it should take right off and be ready to cut.